Yo, what's up, guys? It's Terrell here from Terrell Game Vlogs, and a lot of you guys seem to have responded pretty well to my last video, which did better than what I thought it was going to do, because I didn't think it would do as well as it did. And you said you wanted to see more. And the maintaining relationship was just a response because somebody had asked me to. Well, this one's going to be about online dating. I think earlier this year, I posted a video from a failed video recording attempt from like fucking 2015. It was that online dating rant slash discussion I was doing. And a lot of you were just kind of like, eh. You were just kind of like, eh. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Actually, you guys were pretty positive considering. Because what I really mean to say is that I was like, eh, when I ran the video. And a lot of you guys were just like, dude, we want more of this. So you know what? This is going to be kind of an official version, or I guess a spiritual successor to that, because I'm going to talk about online dating. Just to kind of talk about it, but I'm going to kind of touch this in a different base. I went online and noticed there was a lot of guys complaining about online dating, and for legit reasons. And I would love to get a woman's perspective on this, and I will actually link my OkCupid profile in the description, because I didn't do that, and I know some of you did ask, so I will link it in there. My experience with online dating have been pretty what the fuck ever, meaning I tried to be relatively dedicated for a while, and things just didn't happen, and I just became pretty fucking indifferent to it. And I'm gonna talk about some things that guys don't talk, that we haven't talked about on here. I know that a lot of guys are jaded because they feel like girls have ridiculously high standards, which isn't too shocking considering guys have very similar standards in some situations, unless they just get increasingly more desperate as time goes on and there's no fucking response. But what I'm more going to talk about is the type of women, and to me, what I think the retention is probably the biggest issue I've noticed, where a guy has to send like 50 of these fucking messages to each of these girls, and he'll be lucky if he gets like if he gets like a handful of responses, which means he'll be lucky if he gets even somewhere around like 1 to 10. Although the realistic thing is that he'll probably get like 1 to 5, if that. And the reason why is because you would think dating online would create less of a fucking scare entry than like normal interacting dating, real life dating is. And this is what irks me, because you'll always have, the funny thing, I think almost every guy will have multiple girls check out his profile and like he'll never get a fucking message. And you know what pisses me off the most is that the only girls that will message you are the fucking ones that are like the least attractive. Either the least attractive or the least fucking the ones you have like no interest in. And I'm like, well, why is it that the girl who's like not as pretty as you or not as interesting as you has more balls than you do? And then you realize it's partially due to the fact that the advantage you gain from lack of human connectivity through these fucking for dating online, you lose in the fact that some people just create profiles because it's 3 o'clock in the morning and they ain't got shit else to do. And that's like no bullshit. That's what's happening. You have a lot of people creating profiles because they're fucking bored. Because if I go back a year ago from now and see who still has a profile that I've messaged, like half of those girls are fucking gone, because them bitches are making these profiles at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning on like a Saturday night in the middle of the summer, because that's when people become the most bored. And the profile is there for like maybe a month or so, and then fucking disappears. It also tells me that that for some reason a guy's retention to emailing girls on these sites is about the same as an unattractive girl or an uninteresting girl sending out these messages. And it's like, bruh, so for some reason the girls who are making profiles and keeping these profiles still ain't really fucking even active on their own profiles. And some girls you'll see online, like they'll be online, they'll be hanging online and shit, and just like never give anybody any type of retention. And obviously I don't know specifically how every girl functions, and obviously I would like to hear a girl's perspective on these sites. But it's always this jarring as fuck where it's like, and it makes it even worse because a lot of girls have, I wouldn't say high standards, but like standards in which it requires a guy to be creative every single time. And you know, a guy, usually if the girl's worth it, the guy doesn't have a problem with it. But you also got to remember, it's the girls who ain't responding, the girls who ain't really giving any type of interaction, and the girls who just are fucking, I would say, I guess bitches in some aspects. It's those girls are the ones making the guys jaded, because every girl's like, well, I'm not here for sex. I need you. You need to do something to make me interested in you and shit. Like all this shit, and I'm like, it's a text-based conversation, and there's like 5 or 8 different rules just to have a competent opening line. Because the guy, for some reason, we're still in the position where I'm still making the fucking email out or the text message out, trying to figure out how to approach this right. Because if you make the message too long, you kill the level of retention. Like, oh, this guy talks too much, I can't be into that shit. Then the guy as he's reading your profile, has to find a few things distinctly that he can pick and point out and try to use that as a conversation springboard. And if you don't get a response on this, well, fuck. And you gotta make all these creative fucking email openings for like multiple girls. And if you're taking this seriously, you're doing that pretty consistently over multiple fucking days. And it's like, and nobody responds, and you get like maybe 1 or 2 responses. And to me, it's like, bruh, what is even the point? Like, what is even the point? Because you ain't getting no type of feedback. And so the guy doesn't know whether he's doing anything right or wrong. And the girls are like, well, I get so many messages, I don't have time to respond to everyone. Okay, fine. That's realistic. But you know what you do? You put something on your profile to let people know that. Because then you create more jaded guys and people who just aren't willing to give a fuck. It's also, and then here's the part that I don't think a lot of guys don't talk about. A lot of women on these sites are boring as fuck. Like, and I always used to call myself a simple guy. And that's just me saying that I wasn't a guy that was like super high maintenance or anything, where I needed every little fucking thing in order to be happy. But, bruh, when I tell you some of the girls on these dating sites are basic as fuck, like the almost the fucking straight dictionary term, urban dictionary term of a basic bitch, that's literally what half of these girls are. I know, because when you have conversations with them, it's always that you hadn't to force the conversation to move forward. The girl that doesn't give you shit back in a conversation, and some of you would say that the girl isn't interested. And in some cases that might be true. And then there are also girls who had literally nothing to add to the conversation. You know, the girls where you sit there and you go, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm fine. So what do you do today? And then they just give you a straight answer, and you're like, you're not gonna like it's kind of where it feels like I'm fucking doing an interview or a goddamn questionnaire, and all you're giving me is these 1-word responses. It's literally like a job interview. There is no job interview where you go in and they go, do you have any questions? And you're supposed to be like, no, I don't have any questions. You know why? Because it seems like that exudes either one or two things. Confidence, which can't be the fucking case because you're on an online dating website. So obviously it's not, and especially because a lot of these girls put that shit about how I'm shy and I'm kind of introverted, which isn't really a bad thing. But then like, it's text. It's not like, how intimidated are you just to respond to a text message? You shouldn't be, because it's not fucking. It shouldn't be anything overly complicated. It's just a fucking text message. But you'd be fucking surprised. Some of these girls are just like, And then you got the girls who just ain't got shit to offer. These are the girls that literally maybe wake up, go to school or work, or both, get home, dick around for like 5 hours, and then go to bed at like 10 o'clock. Like, the girls ain't got shit else to do. And you're like, man, my hobbies are video games and anime. That's not super interesting stuff to most girls. So, I'm pretty basic. Oh, no. Because at least I have something to talk about. These chicks ain't got shit to talk about. You'd be like, what's your interest? I like cooking. You'd be like, what kind of food you like to cook? You know, basic stuff. Spaghetti, cakes, stuff like that. Okay. Have you always been interested in cooking? No. And you're just sitting there going, man, I found something you were interested in, and I'm trying to engage into a conversation, and all you were giving me are these short ass one word answers. She goes, and then you just kind of like, and then you just stop messaging the girl, because they like when the biggest pet peeve I have of this shit online is that every girl wants to act like they want a guy, but like when you sit there and engage them, if they're not interested, they don't tell you they're not interested. And if they are interested, they don't give you any fucking response. They don't give you any type of feedback in the conversation to make it seem like they're interested. So what the fuck? How? What am I supposed to glean then? If you're not giving me any feedback of not being interested, and not giving me any feedback of being interested, then at this point you're just wasting my fucking time. Because even if you're one or the other, I can't fucking tell. And a lot of guys don't complain about this because they always get mad at the beginning stages. She's looking for a six pack. Nick, you should still fucking message. And it's one of the reasons why if you ever did like a tips and tricks for online dating, don't expect responses. That's like the first fucking thing I would tell you. 90% of the time you ain't gonna get a response. And if you get a response from a girl, it's either gonna be two or three things. It's gonna be one of these three things. They're either boring as fuck, they're either a girl you're not interested in at all, or a combination of both. And if there's a fourth option, that's probably the one that you might in some way get a Facebook or Skype from and message for a few weeks. So it's like I have the profile up and I use it like occasionally, but like, bruh, it's jarring because if you don't, and the girls are doing the same shit in real life that they were doing in fucking online. The whole, I'm going to sit down and wait for everyone to message me, and then I may or may not respond to like one or two of them. And you're just sitting there with this look in your face like, bruh, I think I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done with this shit. And that's why a lot of guys get jaded. It's like, man, and that's also why a negative view of women pops up as much as they do. And I'm not saying it's not the guy's fault in some situations, but bruh, when you have a dating profile that you consistently use and you can't give a nigga like any type of response, and then the response you do give is a basic as fuck like, hey, you know, these are the girls that also will fucking sit there and go, I'm not looking, like, you need to, you know, make, you know, I'm looking for a guy that's funny, I'm looking for a guy that's interesting, da-da-da-da, and then you try to tailor your message to hit those notes, and then their response is like a basic as fuck, hey, what's up? And you're just like, bruh, where the fuck is that effort for me? Like, where's that effort for me and the other dudes? Hell, where are the fucking messages from girls? It's like the retention of a guy is here, and the retention of a normal girl, not like an unattractive one or a boring one, it's like here. So I'm like, I'm already outdoing you, and we haven't even fucking started talking seriously yet. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. You ain't worth it. You ain't worth my time. And these needs to be the same girls that also carry on the conversation like, hey, what's up? I like some things. And like they don't want to engage at all. It's like, and that's why I say a lot of these girls are just bored out of their minds on fucking the summer when they ain't got shit to do. Some of these girls just ain't got shit to do. These girls ain't got no life. They literally just hang around their houses all day doing jack shit and all. Maybe doing the bare basics of like life, and that's it. It's fucking dumb, man. It's fucking dumb. So yeah, that's something about online dating I don't really fucking care for. Is that it doesn't seem to change the game at all. The game seems about the same, except now I get to see how boring a lot of women are. Some women are insanely boring. They don't do shit. They don't do shit. And then you try to get engaged and you try to talk about their interest and they don't want to talk. But instead of telling you they're not interested, which should be easy as fuck since you're in a text message conversation, man, And then they wonder why there are studies coming out with guys becoming more and more jaded towards women. This shit's why. Because either you're boring as fuck, you don't give me any type of feedback, or you don't even respond. Damn. I guess there's only one person out there for everybody. This is one of the reasons why I used to say before, the more unique of a person you are, the harder it is to find a girl that works with you. And for someone who's into like video games and anime, I would not be surprised at all if I couldn't find a girl interesting enough for like a while. Like until I was in my 30s or some shit. I found girls that are cool and fine, just not any that are fucking... I have yet to meet a girl I've been like truly straight out the bat attracted to, like, damn, I can see myself with her for the rest of my life kind of shit. Because most girls aren't like that. Most of them are boring as fuck. Or just basic. Or annoying. This is Rod Strange. And obviously there'll be the stereotypical, oh, you're just salty comment, which is perfectly fine. I mean, hey, look, that's more of a fucking response than I get from half of these women, so fuck it, give me the I'm salty response. But, yeah, a lot of you guys wanted to see a video, want kind of a part 2 of that video. Here it is. So, thoughts and comments, and I will leave the profile to my shit in the description. And, yeah. Voss again for your boy Terrell. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.